What's the spiritual aspect of being a soldier? I know this is something you've marinated a lot in your head. I couldn't
Hmm.
ask you this the last time.
Hmm.
Uh, Especially when life has trained you to be capable of doing what you're doing as a super soldier,
Hmm.
and then life shows you all these moments. It's gotta change a man's soul in some format.
Hmm.
And maybe your soul descended to this realm
Hmm.
with some kind of intention of wanting to experience something more extreme than usual.
The spiritual aspect of being a soldier. So ultimately, everything is spiritual only. Everything is coming from out of something, and we experience the material world in a, basically your spirit becomes more dense, your energy or wherever that thing is coming from, it becomes dense, and in that denseness is where matter is happening, and people are experiencing each other and circumstances, and there are joys and sorrows and goals and targets and failures and successes and all that goes on in life, likes and dislikes, hate, judgment, acceptance, love, happiness. All of these things are what make up life. It's a denser format where all of these things happen, and basically energy at a denser vibration creating matter and all of that jazz. So uh, in the special forces, or in the military, in the armed forces, anywhere in the world, people who are constantly going into this life and death wala jo hota hai, there's a barrier, right? There's a barrier where you reach कि यार ये काम करने से तो if I do this I might die वाला, at some point you will, and at some point, so basically the chances of you losing your life, losing your limb, becoming maimed or whatever, the chances are just always there. It's like a 50-50, if you may say. Every time you go out of your out of your base, it's a 50-50. हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. So it's just a matter of a mind which is calculating ki, is it a 30-40 or is it a 30-70 or is it a 50-50 or what? All these things happen in the brain. But when you go out, you forget about all of these things. Ki what are the chances of this happening? What are the chances of that happening? You don't exist in duality. All life, all experiences happens in duality. There is black and then there is white, and then there's all the shades in between that black and white, and that's life, right? Be it emotionally, be it physically, be it circumstantially, whichever way, relationships, love, emotion, whatever. But when you go out of your base, you have to cross this. You have to basically cross your mind. You have to let go of your mind, and when you go out, you focus completely in the now. There is no past, there is no future, there is only the now, and what you're going to do in the now, and what you have to do in the now, and where are you going. So in that flow state, spirit and matter and all the blacks and the whites and the grays and all of that becomes singular. And that singularity, basically, you, the Brahman, the universe, this, that, all things are there, but they don't exist also, and in between you are operating.
Are you able to form memories like in your battles? Like you're able to register everything you're witnessing?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I would assume
The
if it's
relevant things, है ना, हार्ड डिस्क है, उतना स्पेस है, उसमें क्या क्या भरोगे. So things which are relevant, so we pick up. So there's an infinite amount of information that's always floating around your brain, your mind, your five senses, plus there's a sixth sense, and I don't know beyond that, but छह senses तो है. पांच senses आपके physical body के अंदर हैं, connected to your mind, body, central nervous system, etc., etc. And then there's a sixth sense. It's an instinct. People call it instinct, है ना. So what happens is, when you cross this, when you let go of duality, of whether I live or will I die or what will happen, and all these things, you just let go, and then you go out. Because if you're carrying all of that shit, if you're carrying your past, you're carrying, everybody has good experiences and bad experiences in life, and if you carry all of that into combat or into chaos, because either you are going to create chaos or chaos is going to happen to you. That is sure कि chaos तो होगा, या तो आप करोगे chaos या आपके साथ होगा. It's whichever way. So when you go out, that's where the connect between spirit or the spiritual aspect of your existence opens up, because you have to enter into that dimension where chaos is existing, and you go in there with, it's like a surrender, basically. To conquer, you surrender wala kahani hai. You surrender, you You accept, you become aware, and then you become focused, and then you go into a flow, and then you go and either create chaos or destroy that chaos.